Welcome everybody to Rob's MetalWorks. We are here at the Paper Tiger, also known as the White Rabbit, to celebrate, yes, the second anniversary in the life of Rick Scarafa, longtime owner of the club. And I'm out here to support an up-and-coming San Antonio band, definitely one of our brightest, the band called Mourning Sun. Gentlemen, welcome. I have James, Kyle, and Emmanuel of the band. How are you guys doing tonight?
I don't know if we're the brightest, but you know, it's we're kind of smart, I guess.
Yeah, you're good,
so.
We're doing all right.
How are you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing just fine, man. I'm out here sweating, smelling, doing good.
It's all rock and roll.
Yeah.
That's what this festival is all about. It's a great time to be out here in celebration. A lot of cool bands, and I came out here to support you guys. I saw your set tonight. Really interesting. You guys are definitely have great songs, and I wanted to come out here and talk to you about your new music. But there's going to be people out there learning about the band for the first time. So James, share a little bit about the beginning and the formation of Mourning Sun.
I mean, honestly, before we were ever Mourning Sun, it was me and that dude, that guy right there, like back in high school, and he kind of had his own band, and I was like, how's the band going? He's like, oh, we need a new vocalist because ours is like leaving. I was like, hey. And then I joined up with him, and then for a long time it was just me and him writing just over the summer, and we've gone through a lot of member changes, but we definitely think that like right now it's like a solid lineup for us. And we wanted, we definitely talked about name change from our previous name, and Mourning Sun was a name that we all like agreed upon, like we were all on. So it's definitely, it's just better.
And how long have you guys been together as this formation of the band?
It's been like a year and a half or two.
We were, as a band, we were functioning together as a group for about like 2 to 3 years, but then we decided to change this year to Mourning Sun, and we've been going as Mourning Sun for about 3 months now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys released an EP in July called Therapy Sessions, and thank you to whoever in the band sent it to me. I was really happy to have an opportunity to really absorb these tracks. Definitely great songs and also great production. So let's talk a little bit about Therapy Sessions. Emmanuel, what would you say to someone who says, tell me a little bit about your band? What kind of music are you delivering?
Something a bit different. We're definitely in the process of writing it. You can definitely tell the growth of the band because, for example, Son of No Man in history, we were still very young, even though we are young now, but we were younger. And kind of when you go through the EP, when you fall on like I Feel the Light, for example, that's us a year ago. Like you can definitely hear, and you can hear even from the vocals and writing that James does, you can hear him mature, yeah, as we mature with him.
And the first single was Ships Set to Sail. That is my favorite song. No wonder it's the first single. It's a very cool track. Tell us a little bit about that song. I really dig it a lot.
That song, pretty much how it was written was just Emmanuel had an old riff that he had, and I had just some lyrics that I just wrote. I was like, I like these two together. Can I put them together? And he was like, yeah, sure. And then it just began through that. The one thing I will say is that out of all the lyrics, I give him the part where he came up with like that set to sail, that catchy melody, vocal melody. He whispered it. I was like, I like that. Cool. So like that's the one part I give him that he technically, I guess, wrote.
The story itself for Ships Set to Sail is pretty. I feel like it's one of like James's best writing, because like I can tell how he felt when he writes it. I'm not sure if you would like to explain more. Or...
You shared a little bit, James, and I was watching the set, and you said, for anybody out there who has any, I don't know if it's the same song, but you said, no, not the same song, but you said, anybody who has father issues or daddy issues out there. I'm like, I looked at my girlfriend and I looked at out loud around. It's all of us have daddy issues, don't we?
Yeah, that was definitely first Son of No Man. It's very like we talked about like, oh, we should try making the song longer. I was like, no, it's heavy enough. Like I like I don't want to like just give so much into like a very like I guess deep subject. I didn't really want to bullshit around with any kind of like oh, but I forgive you or something like that. I didn't want to put any lyrics like that in there. I just wanted to be purely like, no, I just no. Even like the last,
because in real life there's not always a happy ending.
Yeah, like the last line of Son of a Man is the only thing you can never paint was a fucking happy family. And when I wrote those lyrics, Emmanuel, like, he'll read my lyrics and then he'll be like, oh, that sounds cool, but then he'll like be doing something with them, and he's like really like reading them. And when he read that line, he was like, why do you say that? And I was like, oh, because my dad's an artist. And he was like, James! So yeah, I was like, it came to mind. I was like, oh, that sounds pretty good.
The EP has 5 tracks on it, right? Are these songs kind of songs that you formulated within the last 3 years, or are these songs, some of them a little older?
These songs have all been written for about, since our last band name, they've been kind of just in the background for, we've been working on these songs for years.
But they've evolved.
Yeah, every time we practice, we'll just accidentally change something up, and then just, we're going to keep that. And then they just formed into what they are today. And ever going through the studio, they just try little things here and there. And really, our writing process has definitely changed since then. So everything from this point on is definitely going to be a whole lot better than what we have now, and I'm looking forward to finishing writing everything. And
one of the things too that I really enjoyed about the record, you know, because sometimes you might have great songs, but if not really recorded or produced correctly, it'll diminish them. This EP, the therapy sessions, sounds really good too. Talk a little bit about, did you guys record yourselves, or did you go somewhere?
It was a very, very, very long process. I love our producer so much, Brandon Lane, Artik Studios. He helped us do so much. We went, it took us a year to record the entire EP.
Wow.
Yeah, it took us a year. Throughout that we were having some 2.
Because we made a bet that if we didn't get it done the first year, that you were going to shave your head. That obviously didn't happen.
And I didn't shave my head, but it passed. But
saying no.
Yeah.
No.
Take away from our live show.
No, dude.
No, but during that time, all of us were just going through shit, and things were happening, and it just took so long. And one thing I would like to give credit to Blakey, that he kind of, we brought up that we're finishing the EP. He's like, well, we should do a show. And that kind of not necessarily forced us, but we need to get the EP done. We got to get it ready, and that
it gave us a deadline.
It gave us a deadline for sure, instead of extending it a year or two.
So the EP came out in July. How can fans get it in their hands? I didn't see any on your merch table tonight. So is it more like a digital kind of release for fans?
Currently, it's a digital release. It's on Bandcamp, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, anywhere you can find music. We are on the process of getting physical CDs, so hopefully maybe our next show we can give out CDs to fans. So.
I have to ask, because I'm an old schooler. I like to have a product in my hand. I like to see the artwork and read the credits and stuff. And young people, some of them may not. They just want to download it and get it in their hands. So everyone out there, remember, take a good look at the artwork right now. Mourning Sun, the brand new EP from the band. It's called Therapy Sessions. Be sure to look for it, download it right after you watch this interview, and jam it. Definitely a lot of killer songs on this EP. That is why we are here supporting this band. So the EP is out now. What would you guys like to do for the rest of the fall?
I guess just play bigger shows, right? Yeah. That's pretty much it. Just keep getting our name out there. Just keep pushing the music and whatnot. That's definitely, like, me personally. I was like, I want the music to get out just to everybody and anybody. Yeah. Just spread it out completely.
Even if you torrent the music, the music is on torrenting sites. Go ahead, I don't care. Get a hold of the music. Just jam it. Just get a hold of the music. I don't care.
Does getting on a label and maybe getting distribution, getting on touring outside of the city, is that something that appeals to you guys? Is that something you want to do?
Definitely looking for management, distribution, publicist. Trying to stay away from a label. Would like to do that as much as possible, just because don't want to sign my life away.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure,
so. Oh yeah.
Yeah. If the contract is okay, and we'll consider it. But
considering what's been happening, in San Antonio, and I keep my pulse as much as I can with what's happening with young bands in this town. It seems like there is a little bit of momentum happening. You see, like we saw things happening with the Shaping the Legacy guys, and there seems like a lot of bands are getting some recognition
across the Atlantic and backwards, doing all their own things. And
you guys feel optimistic about what's happening?
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. So
Definitely, like, there's a bunch of really cool bands coming up as well, like Crossways. They're killing it right now. Shout out to them as well. They're beautiful live. They play amazingly, and you know, again, like Backwards Darkness Divided, Across the Atlantic, kind of, you know, upon Burning Body, they put us on the map, but you know, got to keep more people, you know, keep, you know, San Antonio's alive, you know. Austin can't kick our butt on everything, you know. You know, gotta.
Let's talk a little bit about also why we're here. You know, tonight we're here celebrating music, the memory of Rick Scarafa. I was kind of asking you guys off camera if you guys were around during the real White Rabbit days when Rick managed this place. And if you have, great, sharing information or memories you may have of that time, or if not, share anything that maybe you've heard about the White Rabbit at that time.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't think any of us were around that time. Pretty sure, but I will say that I think out of a lot of bands, I feel pretty lucky to say that we were able to play one of the last like official White Rabbit shows when it was still the White Rabbit. Like no, really any new bands can say that, and I definitely feel in some way. Yeah, I wear it as a badge of honor, definitely. So.
Yeah. So, what did you think tonight? How do you think that? What did you think about the setup that they had tonight for this event? I actually was here for the first White Rabbit reunion thing, and it was pretty cool too. And if I recall correctly, it was Upon a Burning Body headline that night.
Well, the setup it was interesting.
Patio stage was something new this year.
It was something new, definitely. I'd have to give credit to San Antonio, especially Blakey and Jen, just the way they organize things. Because I know, like, if you go at any other place, you know, there's usually 4 bands and that's it. And here we have, like, basically a mini local Warped Tour at a venue, and, like, you know, they make it work. Yep. Every brand gets 20 minutes, you know. We just make it work. I think it's great.
Like it was just going seamlessly once one band stopped, another one started. So it was pretty organized. You've mentioned Chris Blakey here a couple of times in our interview. Let's talk about him for a second, because I heard through kind of the grapevine that he has kind of invested some of his time and energy and effort in developing kind of Mourning Sun, or put forth some support in what you guys are doing.
Definitely. When I met him, I met him when I was I was a freshman in high school. I'm a sophomore in college now, but when I met him, I had no idea how to get the band going, essentially. You know, as I started working with him, he kept giving me pointers, and we started working. We started networking, and that's how we eventually we went up with Kyle. We weren't on the same sides at the beginning, and eventually he joined us. And you know, I'm grateful we have him. He's an amazing drummer. But again, he's been helping us a lot. You know, he might come off as really mean and rude, but he's straightforward, and he just wants the best for you. And like, I feel like that's a big misconception. But like, you know, he's out to get you, and like, no, he just wants the best for you. That's why he's rude to you. You can do better.
I respect people like that, people who kind of shoot from the hip and keep it real, because, you know, there's too many people who in the music industry, especially who paint pretty pictures for you or blow smoke up your ass, and it's really not all what it's meant to be, and you don't want to live, you know, upon that. You know, you want something real and legit. And definitely he's been part of the music scene for a long time here at the White Rabbit and elsewhere. So guys, as we get near to the end of this interview, let's talk about a couple more things. One, I saw that you did a couple of really cool videos. I saw the lyric video for History in the Making, right? Or no, for Ship Set to Sail. And the real video was for History in the Making. Let's talk about the videos. Those are really cool. Who did those for you guys?
Well, for Ships, the lyric video, and for Son of a Man, that lyric video, it's all Emmanuel. Like in our own band, yeah. Emmanuel is like the hot spot in San Antonio for like a lot of like logo designs, flyers for shows, just everything. A lot of bands go to him. And he just started like pretty much for us for him doing lyric videos, we were like the guinea pig, pretty much. So he just started like getting into that kind of factor. So, but I think he did really well. And then History in the Making, that whole music video, that's our one and only Kyle over here, because he's doing music videos for other bands as well. So and it was like it was in some way a simple process, and then for him like doing it, it was just like so it was like simple for us like recording it, but then like him editing it all together was like, oh man, I don't know, dude. But I was very happy the way it came out. It really looks dope.
Those are great attributes of having your bandmates to do all that stuff, because for some bands they spend a lot of money doing that, and you guys don't have to do that.
I was gonna say we definitely save a bunch of money when it comes to design work. I've designed obviously our logo, the sun, you know, our album art and shirts, and you know we save a bunch of money doing that. Yeah. So I'm grateful for that. We have a super, you know, Kyle does is amazing, you know. He takes photos, and you know I wish he had more hands so we could take pictures of us playing, but he's playing drums. So, you know, we're just grateful we have a good team.
Guys, as we end out, any last words, anything I missed, anything that you want to share with people around the world who will see this interview?
Well, definitely check out our music. Go check out all our social medias and all our videos and everything. If a little plug here, if anybody needs a video, let me know. So, yeah, for sure, man. Just check us out and please help, because we're definitely trying to make it out here, and just want to be the best.
What about you, James?
I'd say when you're listening to therapy sessions, there's no bullshit. Like, it's pretty straightforward emotionally and lyrically. I mean, lyrically, you can be like, what is he saying? This doesn't make any sense. But, I just wanted pure emotions for it. I didn't want any, like, bullshit around with the music and whatnot. Like, for the band thing, I definitely like to joke around and stuff like that, you know, but when it comes down to the music and vocals, I like to keep it very serious, just that's how I feel about it.
Awesome, guys. It's been an honor and a pleasure to have you guys. I always love supporting what's happening here in San Antonio, and you know, I'm glad to see that you guys are kind of making an impact. I love your music. I'm not kidding, man. I love the EP, and I jammed it a lot in the past several weeks. I wish you guys nothing but the best this year. Keep working hard, man. Keep working hard. Remember, everyone out there, the band is called Mourning Sun from right here in San Antonio. Be sure to check them out on social media. You saw them right here on Rob's Metalworks.